Jesus. Let's really hear it for Jesus. Glad to have each and every one of you here. You can be seated. I ask one thing when I'm up here preaching. One thing only. Is that you try to be quiet. Can you give me that just for maybe 6 minutes tonight? When we do that, give you 6 minutes just listening to what God's got, because God's doing some incredible stuff. What do you guys think of the new layout? What do you guys think of the new band? You miss me? Yes. After hearing him play, let's give it up for Jerry. This is Jerry. Bible says to give credit where credit is due. John was over here, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, and he spent a lot of time resetting the soundboard, and he did an incredible job. And I know it's loud, but Chaz, what do we do without Chaz? The only guy I know that plays guitar. My friend and comrade on the bass guitar stands right here. He's been around since almost the beginning. Let's give it up for Ron. And Heather and Nick. He's not going to do nothing tonight. Heather and Nick, let's give it up for Heather and Nick. When I started Broken Chains Church, number one thing I wanted to see was people come to Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And I said, when we started this place, if one came to Jesus Christ, we could shut the doors the next day. Well, that's happened. We're not shutting the doors, but that's happened. Secondly, I said I would love to be in a place where we could reach people for Christ. And we're in a mall. What better place to do that? So God's given me two right there, and I got one more. God's given me 2 of my wishes already. And it's awesome, and I don't care how many people we have. I don't care whether we have 2 or 200. We're here to reach Jesus Christ with lost souls. That's where we clap right there, I think. I think we should give it up. So tonight, I wanted to kind of switch it up, and I want you to not throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what that means?
No.
Okay, it's an old saying my mom used to say. It's like a 1960s saying. It means basically, listen to the whole thing before you get upset with me. Can you do that?
Yes.
In other words, listen for a couple of minutes. Maybe in a couple of minutes you'll understand where I'm going. But I want to do this in a way that it doesn't offend anybody. Just listen to what I'm saying. A couple of years back, there was a guy named Jay Baker. It's the Bakers from TLC. Help me out, Bob. Where you at? PTL, thank you. PTL. Basically, what it was a ministry that got caught doing some things they shouldn't have been doing.
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker, thank you. Jim Baker's son went off to start a ministry. And I got to watch some of his ministry. And he does things that are totally unorthodox to the church these days. He reaches out and touches people for Jesus. And he doesn't care what they look like and what they act like. And he shows them love. Okay, Bebop, we've heard this 1,000 times. No, I don't think you have. Because what happened on Sunday doesn't happen in a lot of churches. Because we have lost the value of what the church is supposed to be about. Because it's not supposed to be about what sin somebody's caught up in. It's supposed to be about showing the love of what Christ did. Because in my word, it doesn't say, if you've done this, you can't come to me.
Come on.
Or if you've done this, you can't come to me. Or, if you're addicted to something, you can't come to Jesus. My word says that we're all called to come to Christ. We all have the ability to come to Christ with our sin. And I was driving down the road Sunday afternoon, and a thing came over me. It was overwhelming. I didn't even talk to my son who was sitting beside me for about 20 minutes going to my favorite restaurant, which is Red Robin. And I'm driving to Red Robin, and I'm just silent because I got to witness the thing that this church is all about. I got to witness somebody come to Jesus Christ. And I got to hear about how somebody came to the Lord. And I got to hear about how hurt they were and how other churches didn't accept them and how basically that they were shunned. And I began to cry going down the road because Jesus doesn't shun anybody.
Amen.
That's right.
And I began to think about what I've been through and what God's pulled me out of. And some of us, under the sound of my voice, need to think about what you've been through, and who you were, and who you are today because of what Christ has done. And I began to think about how awesome it is as a pastor to see one person come to Christ. And I began to think how awesome it is to see one person get baptized. I began to think how awesome it was and how God delivers us right where we're at. And I began to think about how awesome God is to touch any of us in this church, any of us in this world. And I began to think about love. And I began to think about how awesome love is. And I began to think about some of you guys. And I began to think about how the church has missed it. Because we won't accept some people because they don't act like us and look like us and act and betray what we think the Christian should be. And I know we've said this, we've talked about the cookie cutter Christian aspect. I never, ever, ever, never, ever, never want to turn the doors and lock the doors on anybody at this church. I don't care what you've been through. So that means you'll accept child molesters at Broken Chains Church. You're doggone right I will. Because I believe God can deliver that.
Amen.
I believe that God can deliver anything.
Amen.
And I don't care if you like what I'm saying tonight. I believe that God can deliver any of us, because if God can save a wretch like me, buddy, He can save anybody.
Amen.
Amen.